It looks like the video I posted this morning is still relevant in this fast-paced market that we find ourselves in, as silver has almost reached $37 an ounce. Let's talk about what's going on in the markets right now as we explore. What an amazing surge in price. And by the way, I have to always tell folks that I define a surge as over 2%, and I define a plunge as under 2%. A massive drop, and 2% is a pretty big deal, but we've been seeing these kind of movements in the precious metal markets more frequently. And of course, when we see numbers reach 14-year highs like what we're seeing right now, it's an even bigger deal. Now, for those of you who've been following this channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a cautious optimist, and usually I would essentially warn about a correction. And I have not done that as much this time around, as we are definitely in a breakout. There's no question about it. These kind of numbers I didn't think would happen this soon. But I believe any pullbacks we see, and we will see them, we're going to hold on to some of the numbers that we've been talking about just literally days ago at this point in time. I believe $34 is a very strong support level, and maybe even $35. And of course, we're going to get into some of that in a moment, but any kind of time there is a dip, well, Summit Metals might be a place to go. I just recently made a purchase from Summit Metals during the dip. I'm going to talk about it when it gets here. And but nonetheless, Summit Metals, elevate your wealth with those guys because they are elevating as a bullion dealer, one of the fastest growing out there. But nonetheless, let's talk about what's going on in the market with silver. And also, want to encourage you to stay tuned because I have a new silver purchase that I made and that I'm going to show you and why I made this purchase. Yes, indeed, because you're going to think probably it was a stupid decision to make this kind of purchase, but I'll explain it later in the video. We'll see this 14-year breakout, 14-year ceiling by vaulting past $35 an ounce, which is a milestone it last cleared back in 2011. The same breakout ignited a 36% surge to $49 about 7 weeks later. You know, history very well may not repeat itself. I don't think it's going to repeat itself. I don't think we're going to see $49 silver in 7 weeks from now. But you know what they say, history may not repeat, but often it rhymes. And we are definitely in a bull market. Now, let's get into what they're talking about here with silver today. We're getting into some technical analysis, but also just the fundamentals of what's going on with the market. It's been pretty amazing. We got to spotlight silver here as a shot out of a cannon we saw this past Monday. Silver swiftly soared by Wednesday, reaching $36.27, a level not having traded in the better than 13 years for that number since February 2012. Then onward to his high yesterday at $36.51. Settling the week at $36.13, really in that quick of amount of time. How many times through hundreds of misses have we stressed, do not forget about silver. When silver goes, she goes. And you know, the old cup and handle is beyond that now. We're seeing it. Many people said once it hits 35, it's just going to continue going up. And that very well may happen. Now, I'm very cautious in my optimism, but I'm now entertaining the possibility that we may see $40 silver, or we may be nearing the top and we may see it subside a bit through the summer months. What does that mean through the summer months? I'm thinking that $34 very well could be the next level of support. $34 silver through the summer, by the way, is a massive victory. Let me repeat that. $34 silver is a huge victory. I posted a video about it. I've referenced it several times now since I posted the video, but I encourage you to check that video out because I think it's important to understand that, because $34 is close enough to 35 that once we hit it again, well, we could rocket back up to where it is now and beyond. But what are the metals trading at right now? Well, moments before they close, gold is up, but it is up only a half a percentage point, $16.32 to $3,327 and one shiny red cent. Silver is up, though, 75 cents, just over 2%, to $36.76. That's a 24 cents shy of $37. And by the way, it was just a nickel shy of it earlier in the day. It got up to $36.95. And that tells you something, folks. Silver is on fire right now. But you know what? So is platinum. And I talked about that in this morning's video as well. Silver and platinum, I think, are the metals to watch, as it is up almost 4% today, up $46 to $1,225. Man, crazy. And that platinum maple that I purchased, well, I tell you what, it's doing very well for me right now. No question about that. Palladium is also up over 2.8%. It's up $30. And rhodium is awakened as well. It's up $75 to $6,125. So a stellar week ahead for silver. I believe what we're going to see based off of last week's stellar week. Though we've got 1,275 trading weeks in the 21st century, this past weekly net gain of 9.4% was silver's 21st best. The largest weekly net gain of 17.4% for that ending 27 March of 2020 as COVID closed the globe. And year-to-date, silver is now 23.4% within the metals triumvirate, having passed copper at 20.1%, atop which gold still leads 26.2%. By the way, speaking of gold's lackluster performance compared to silver, it still has not narrowed the ratio to below 90, but it is now at 90.78 as I record this video. So there is that. Relative to gold, silver still remains cheap, and I think that's one of the reasons. When we look at the gold to silver ratio and the history of it through the course of time, people look at it as an opportunity, and an opportunity that even at near $37 is a great one compared to gold. But of course, for those of us who pay close attention, that should not be the metric from which you buy. You should not base it off of gold. You should not use that as a deciding factor, because central banks are the primary reason why gold has sustained the prices it has. And so therefore, that is likely not going to change anytime soon. Silver, though, has multiple different factors that affect it, mostly as an industrial commodity. And so notwithstanding, that's why the volatility is there. So cautious investors, be warned of what I'm just said there. But nonetheless, physical stackers, I think it's a good idea to, when you hold your gold and silver, you hold it and work your way through this, and only sell if you need to, or you see a great opportunity, or if you can find a way to time the markets and profit, hey, that's fine, but there's risk in some of that trading. But unlike the balance of the modern day financial world, where gold fundamentally is overvalued, look out for declining ratio impetus. Technically, gold remains a weekly parabolic short trend, but the de facto driver that is, which we know is dollar debasement, because the dollar index is down like 0.14% today, and that is contributing to it all. And so, when we look at the technical analysis, we know that silver is kind of, in a sense, broken out through its cup and handle, and many people felt that once it hit $35 an ounce, there was no stopping it. I would never use that language about silver's price, no stopping it and just having it just continue to soar. But I tell you what, a lot of people feel that way. And so far right now, based off of what we're seeing, as it's almost $2 above that $35 mark, they are right. That's right. But nonetheless, I don't know. I still think there's going to be a lot of resistance that could come into play, but I believe I'm more bullish on it right now, and I'm probably going to be giving a revised price prediction coming soon. So we'll see what happens with that. Since it passed my $36 prediction for 2025, I'm going to revise it again and see what happens. But many people are bullish on silver. I just want to caution you overall about what happens with silver to not be disappointed. I still think it has room to move up for a lot of the same reasons most of you feel, but I also feel that there is other areas and with the silver market that could push against it, and we have to keep that in mind. One thing is for sure, silver's price, as volatile as it could be on its way up and down, we know that it will preserve your wealth over the long course of time. The dollar, on the other hand, will not. It will lose value over the course of time. This dollar, which I've had since about, 2021, 2022, somewhere thereabouts, has lost a lot of value over that course of the time, especially with the inflation going crazy. So me just holding this has become a losing proposition, whereas me holding this has preserved my wealth right now, for sure. Now, what's the other coin I got? Well, yes, indeed. Might be a foolish move because it's more premium silver, much like what you see on your screen. It's a 2025 1-ounce silver-proof coin from, yes, the United States Mint. I know, crazy high, expensive prices, but I figured, you know what? I wanted to get all of the 1-ounce silver and gold coins for 2025 because I think this is such a pivotal year for a number of different reasons. And so I do like their packaging a little bit better this time. One thing, unfortunately, about buying from the U.S. Mint sight unseen is you don't know what you're going to get until you get it. And quality is a problem with the United States Mint, especially with regards to finning and striking on center. So we're going to take a look at this and see how it looks with the strike. And so yes, and here on this side it looks pretty good, nice, frosty. I don't see any issues on this side, but on this side I am looking at the rims because that's one of the first things I look at to see if it's evenly struck, and it looks to be close enough. It's a slightly off center and there's a little finning here down on this side, but not too bad. It's passable. And of course I'm not a big fan of this eagle, but it is what it is. Another addition to the stack. To the collection, rather, not the stack. This is not stackable silver. This is just a proof silver coin. So there you have it. So let me know what your thoughts are on silver and what it has done today. Amazing. 14-year high. What an amazing thing to see for silver. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.